You are watching Shalom World News. I'm Rory McLennan coming to you from Glasgow, Scotland. Here are the latest headlines from around the world. The European Parliament has passed a non-binding resolution condemning the forced closure of Hong Kong's pro-democracy Apple Daily. On July the 8th, as many as 578 out of 680 members of the Parliament supported the resolution passed in the plenary session in Strasbourg. The European Parliament also severely criticised the crackdown on press freedom and expressed solidarity with all Hong Kong journalists who continue to defend democratic values in spite of the imposition of the strict national security law. Lawmakers also urged the government of the former British colony to end all legal harassment and intimidation of journalists. It was on June the 30th of 2020 that Beijing imposed the national security law in the global financial hub to stifle freedom of press and other civil liberties. The relics of a 17th century martyred Georgian queen have been returned to her home country after almost 400 years. Queen Ketevan is revered as a saint in the Georgian Orthodox Church and was martyred by the ruler of Iran for refusing to renounce her Christian faith. In an emotional ceremony, a part of her relics discovered in India in 2005 was handed over to Prime Minister Irakli Garibashvili by Indian External Affairs Minister Subnararam Jaishankar in the presence of His Holiness Ilya II, Catholicos Patriarch of all Georgia. After her martyrdom, some of St. Ketavan's relics were brought by Portuguese missionaries to Goa in India, and they were interred in the monastery of St. Augustine. After being discovered from the ruins of the monastery by archaeologists, DNA analysis revealed the relics to be that of a Georgian woman. In the Philippines, the consecration and installation of Bishop-elect of Malay-Balay Diocese, Monsignor Noel Pedregosa, will take place on September the 14th. According to the Catholic bishops of the country, the ceremony will take place during Mass at the Cathedral of St. Isidore, Labrador. The announcement was made on Friday, July the 9th, during the final day of the 122nd plenary meeting of the Episcopal Conference. Before his appointment, Monsignor Pedregosa served as the diocesan administrator of Malay-Balay. The Vatican announced his appointment as bishop on June the 29th. The bishops said the consecration ceremony will be conducted according to COVID-19 restrictions. On the 10th anniversary of the independence of South Sudan, Pope Francis, Archbishop of Canterbury Justin Welby, and the moderator of the Church of Scotland, Jim Wallace, exhorted the young nation's leaders to strive for peace, even at the cost of great personal sacrifices. The faith leaders said in a letter that politicians should make great efforts to enable their people to enjoy the full fruits of independence. The nation has been engulfed in a civil war for the past 8 years, triggering a humanitarian crisis. Since December of 2013, about 400,000 people have been killed and nearly 4 million have been displaced. The Holy Father and the Anglican Church leader urged leaders to double their efforts to establish a peaceful and stable nation where everyone's dignity is recognised and everyone is reconciled. An activist art collective in the United States has claimed responsibility for vandalising a statue of Jesus by hanging a God Bless Abortions banner on it. The blasphemous act took place on Thursday, July the 8th, when the offensive banner was placed across a 67-foot statue of Christ of the Ozarks, located near Eureka Springs, Arkansas, by a group of persons dressed up as construction workers. Activist group In Decline has claimed responsibility for the act on social media. They said it was in response to the dramatic attempts being made in Arkansas and the South to ban abortion services. On March the 3rd, the General Assembly of Arkansas passed Senate Bill 6, which would make abortion in the state an unclassified felony, with the only exemption in cases of medical emergencies where the life of the mother is in danger. In Canada, attacks on Catholic churches are continuing, with yet another historic church burned down in what authorities believe to be an act of arson. The Holy Trinity Church, a historic landmark near Redberry Lake in Saskatchewan, was destroyed in a suspicious blaze on Thursday, July the 8th. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police said the fire is suspicious, although its cause is yet to be determined. So far, more than 15 Catholic churches have been burned down since the discovery of unmarked graves of Indigenous children on the premises of church-run former residential schools. For over a century, Indigenous children were forcibly enrolled in such schools by government authorities in a controversial move to assimilate them into society. Holy Trinity Roman Catholic Church, also known as the Polish Church, is over 100 years old and was opened from 1909 to 1985. As Haiti is in the throes of political chaos and violence following the assassination of President Jovenel Moïse, Pope Francis, as well as the Catholic bishops of the Caribbean nation, has appealed for peace. The pontiff said he joins in the heartfelt appeal of the nation's bishops to discard arms and to live together fraternally in the common interest of all. During his Angelus on Sunday from Gemelli Polyclinic in Rome, where he is recovering from colon surgery, the Holy Father expressed his spiritual closeness to the people of Haiti and said his prayers are for the country. His Holiness also expressed hope that the spiral of violence will end and the nation will be able to resume its journey towards a future of peace and harmony. On July the 7th, President Moise was assassinated at his residence in the capital Port-au-Prince. The 53-year-old president was shot 12 times, and his wife Martine, who too sustained gun injuries, is now undergoing treatment in a Miami hospital. And those are your latest headlines. Do join us again tomorrow. In the meantime, you can visit swnews.org for more updates. Shalom.